sent me 2 more bottles, which brings my collection up to 7 bottles of JAVY that I have in my pantry and fridge. 5 of which I purchased myself, and 2 of which they have sent me. I'm a real fan. I love JAVY. I look forward to it every day. This is not a sponsored video. None of my videos with them have been. They actually didn't send me these 2 bottles, actually. Those ones are in my pantry, so I did purchase these myself. But I do earn a commission if you purchase with them. So I just wanted to share it and say thank you to JAVY for the love, the love, the love. And it really helps me out and my channel out if you support JAVY through the link in my description, or hopefully the link in my, chat box. If I put one there, I might forget, but JAVY is a coffee concentrate. I'm sure you have already heard of it, but you just add a teaspoon to a cup of your favorite cold or hot milk. I use dairy-free milk because I'm vegan, but it just makes the most delicious, delicious, delicious cups of coffee. I'm a coffee girl. I love a good cup of joule, and I only use these to make iced coffees, and it satiates that need for me to go to Starbucks and spend $9, which is how much my lattes cost at Starbucks. $9, so it saves me from having to do that. So thank you to JAVY for supporting the channel. Thank you to you for checking out JAVY with my link. But even if you don't use my link, if you use someone else's, or if you don't use a link at all, you're still gonna love it. But I believe my link gets you 20% off. So I just thought I would mention that and say thank you. Thank you for your support. And then JAVY did send me this as well, which I thought was so cute. I don't know if they have this on their website or if they just send it to creators, but it says caffeine vibes on it. Caffeine vibes, caffeine vibes. And it's this little clear little carton that you can put, great sounds, Brooke, that you can put your cold or hot coffees in, and I just thought that was so cute. So you'll definitely be seeing this in a future video, if it'll focus. There it goes. So cute, right? Little sound. There's that. But tonight I am drinking wine. So I'll be honest with you. Today was a bit of a stressful day. I'll get into why later, I'm sure. But I have good news from today. I got an order in Louisiana for my candle company, Storytime Candle Company. And I wanted to show you guys my sales map. Can you see it? Yeah. This is my sales map so far of all the states that I've sold candles in. So I got Louisiana today, which was a blank state. So now that it is filled in, I have 10 states to go before I'm in all 50 states. So exciting, right? has kept me as a bipolar queen. Not only am I a Gemini, yes, I am also bipolar. So, I'm a Gemini sun, Libra rising, and bipolar moon, bitch, Leo moon, I think, same either way, but, yeah, I don't know anything about that. I just know that that's what I am, and it resonates highly with me. I don't know about anybody else's signs, but mine personally is like it freaks me out how accurate it is, to where it's like, you look at it and you're like, it can't be a coincidence. You know what I mean? It can't, like, you know, I read other horoscopes sometimes, or like not horoscopes, but like other birth charts and things about a superhuman, because you're really not doing any heroic things. You're kind of being a fucking piece of shit, but you feel super. And that was my entire month of March last year. You can see in my TikToks, they're all super sexual, super suggestive, super just like out there, and like I'm half naked in all of them. Like, just, I've never been more confident. Let's just say that. I lost 15 pounds in 2 weeks because I wasn't eating, because superhumans don't need to eat. I wasn't sleeping because superhumans don't need to sleep. You feel me? Like, there's only so long that your body can go being manic before it just shuts down, and that's when your girl depression comes in. And I was in a depressive episode for like the entire month of April. So I just say, like, May 1st is like my date of being episode free. If I make it that long, and I feel like, you know, like alcoholics who work a 12-step program go to AA, they always say, like, God willing, if I make it to this date, then I will be 1 year clean or 20 years clean or whatever, but they never borrow time and sobriety. And I do not borrow time, or I'm trying not to borrow time in my bipolar disorder. If I make it to May 1st, that will be 1 year without an episode. If a lot of people become manic in the springtime, that's when I became manic last time. That's when I could become manic again. There's something about the springtime, I don't know exactly what it is, the nice weather, the new beginnings, the getting outside, the fun of springtime, but it makes people manic. So if I make it that long, 1 year, and that's also my year anniversary of starting Vraylar, I guess I could go back and see, like, when exactly I started Vraylar, and that would be like a date for me of being clean, clear, cover girl. I don't know. I guess I could look, but Vraylar was like the 5th or 6th medication that I tried to stabilize my mental health, to make my depression go away, to make my bipolar go away, and nothing worked until I tried that. So, we love Vraylar, we stan Vraylar, okay? Where the tricky part comes in is that not only do I have bipolar 1, I also have crippling ADHD. Hell yeah. ADHD, okay? it's suppressing the dopamine that makes you manic. So let's just pretend I know what the fuck I'm talking about for 5 seconds. Oh my god, fucking how cool would it be if I got my psychiatrist to do like an interview with me ASMR style? I would live for that. It's never gonna happen, but I would live. So your baseline is here, and my Vraylar suppresses my dopamine so that I do not become manic. And then my ADHD medication, which I only started like 3 months ago, that is like an upper, right? So it ups my shit. So my baseline is here and it goes up here. But because my other medication is here, it kind of levels out to like right here. So it's a little confusing, and it's hard to treat someone with both. And most people who are bipolar are also have ADHD. It's kind of like ADHD is this problem that happens in your brain, and it makes way for other issues. So like not everyone who has ADHD has bipolar disorder, but almost everyone who has bipolar disorder has ADHD. Okay? That's how it was explained to me by people way fucking smarter than me. So, anyway, it's just, I had to make sure for like a good 9 months that I was stable and that my medication was working for me before I started even thinking about treating my ADHD, because the fear was that I would be stable-ish and then throw something else into the mix that was an upper for my ADHD, and bam, I would become manic, and bam, I would turn back into a piece of fucking shit. So the problem is when you're manic, oh my god, I can only relate it. I've never done drugs, but I can only relate it to like what I imagine a high is like. That like you get high, right, on some drug, and then you spend the rest of your life searching for that high, like that first time you got high, right? And that's kind of what bipolar is like. Like, you spend your whole life searching for things that make you feel the way you did when you were manic, and you just can't, because it doesn't exist unless you're manic, right? And with my medication for my ADHD, there have been many times that I'm like, it's not working for me. And my psychiatrist has told me, he's just been like, Brooke, you're looking for mania. You're looking for that hyper-focusing that you do when you're manic. This is not what we're trying to do. We're trying to just make you more productive, more focused, more at peace instead of frazzled all the time, right? We're trying to make you like zone in instead of pinpoint focus. Like, does that make sense? So I'm looking for mania, and when I don't get it, I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is not it. This is not it. But I will say, I do believe, I don't know if I'm at the right dosage or anything yet, but I do take 20 milligrams of Ritalin. Oh, my daughter just coughed. 20 milligrams of Ritalin twice a day. So I take 20 in the morning on an empty stomach and 20 in the afternoon, and it seems to be working all right. I can tell when it's out of my system. I can tell when it's in my system. I think I might need to add a seems to be working relatively well. So, there's that. I'm feeling a lot of things because, like, in this social media day and age, our memories pop up, right? And my memories of a year ago are both the greatest memories that I have and the worst memories I have ever had. It doesn't make sense unless you're bipolar, then you get it, but I was on top of the world. I could not be touched no matter what decision I was making. I felt like I was just like, who's gonna have a problem with this? Like, you kidding me? So I felt great in the moment, but at the same time I was so self-destructive. And if that is ever something that I'm going to talk about, it's going to be on Patreon. It's not going to be here. Because I just... So, yeah, anyway, it's just hard. This time of year has been really hard, and it's really been fucking trying me mentally, because I'm just like, I see these things and I'm just like, number one, who the fuck is that? Number two, if only I knew the hellacious side effects that would come from my super fun and free times as a manic girly. Like, I had no idea the shitstorm I was causing. Fucking tornado in an RV park. It was nuts. And I didn't know it, honestly. Even if I had known, I probably would have been like, it's okay, I'll figure it out later. I wouldn't have given a shit. So, yeah, it's a really crazy thing, and I don't wish it on anyone. I do not wish it on anyone. And it made me a lot more sympathetic, like other people back in the day when they would have issues. I would be like, they're crazy, they're nuts. And now I'm like, wow, when I hear about something crazy, I'm like, damn, I'm so sad that they're in that spot to where they're so out of control that this is happening. Like, I don't believe now. I'm not just like, oh, they're crazy. I'm like, this is crazy, and it's not their fault. And it's just, it gave me a whole new perspective, I'll tell you that much. My foot is asleep. Let me take a minute. I just got up, went to the bathroom, walked around, stretched my legs, and put on a coat of this e.l.f. clear lip lacquer. I think it's really pretty. Sarai is in peace. Peace and Soriety told me about this a million years ago, and I really like it. It's a little sticky, but honestly not bad. And it makes your lips look so juicy. So I thought I'd bring that over to show you. Sorry, itchy nose again. But, yeah, so while I was manic, I went ahead and ruined some friendships. And I say that in like a funny, joking, like, way, so that I don't fucking lose my goddamn mind. It sucked, and it still sucks, and it will continue to suck, I think, until I'm dead. it's just stuff I want to work out on paper, but I've been too afraid to do that because I don't ever want somebody to find it and take it out of context and read it. And my fiance is very open and vocal with me about the fact that he will never read my diaries or my journals, and I believe that. He always says, like, those are just your thoughts. I don't want to read them. They'll hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? So he knows not to read my stuff, but I'm still just scared that one day when we're moving into a new house and we're like going through boxes, he'll find something and be like, oh, what's this? Open it up, and then my innermost fears and thoughts will be in there. Or like my daughter will read it someday, or just something will happen and it'll be gone through. And so I haven't written it down, and there have been a lot of things that I've forgotten in the past year, because when I was manic, I forgot most of that stuff, and nobody believes me about that, which is really frustrating, but it's true. Like, my friend Rochelle just brought something up to me the other day, and she was like, oh, do you remember this? And I was like, what? Like, there are things I just don't remember that were so monumentally significant. And you'd think, like, oh my god, if that happened to me, it'd be burned into my memory forever. I can't remember. And like, a lot of 2022 is like that for me. I don't remember a whole lot of shit. And I've been suppressing a lot, and it's been eating away at me. I feel like the thoughts that I've been holding inside have been eating the memories of everything else because I haven't released them. So finally today, after like 2 or 3 months of having this diary, no, 4 months of having this diary, today I finally had the courage to write my first entry. And it has a lock on it to keep my thoughts safe. And I love this diary. It's vegan leather, of course, and it makes me feel safer knowing that there's a lock on it. So, but I guess my biggest fear with that is it's like my thoughts are so irrational and like don't make any sense, and my fear is that writing the thoughts down will make them more real, when my intention in writing them down is to make them go away. Like, I want to write it down to release it into the world and make it go away. But I'm afraid that by writing them down, it will like solidify in my brain, like, this is real. And it's just so fucking nuts, dude. I don't know what to do. And I felt, I don't know, just my mental health started getting bad. Not in like January of 2021. I started 75 hard, and my mental health started getting really bad in about February of that year, so 2021, because I was so isolated, because 75 hard, like, you can't drink, you can't eat anything outside of your diet, you have to read every night, you have to exercise twice a day, like, you don't really have time to socialize. And so I started feeling really isolated because I'm a really social person. Like, I think all the time that I'm introverted or whatever. I'm not. I love being around people, but because house is dirty, don't you dare come over. But if my house is clean, oh my god, everybody come over. People I've met one time, come over, I'll make you dinner. Like, if I'm comfortable and in my own good environment, I'm so social, so extroverted. But if I'm anxious in any way, GTFO. So, I was really anxious, and like, it started to kind of tank, and then I had a few friends get mad at me, and it was just like really hard, and I've never really bounced back from that. Like, in 2020, I really felt like, damn, I found my tribe, I found my people, I found my family. And then in 2021, it was like, well, everybody fucking hates me, and I don't belong anywhere. And then 2022, or like the end of 2021 and the beginning of 2022, I was like, okay, so I can't talk about it. But I was just like, I'm so lucky. I found remember just being like, I won the lottery of life, and I have everything in place, everything going for me. There's that line in Stand By Me where at the very end of the movie he's like, I've never again in my life had the friends like I did when I was 12. Shit, does anyone? And then my manic episode happened, and I lost what felt like, you know, my life, and that was like super dumb, super stupid, and I still, a year later, have not bounced back from that. I am still living in a seriously fucking with me, and I'm just like, the fuck? Mind your fucking business. It's in my own head, but I'm like, what are you trying to do? Like, hurt my feelings even more. It's just, anyway, it's hard. It's really hard, and sorry, I cried, so it made me yawn, I don't know. But, anyway, enough about that. I also decided, this is another trigger warning for body stuff, okay? Since I've officially been stable almost a year, I gave myself this year, yeah, let me go back. I gave myself this year of just giving myself grace. And there were a few times that I was like, I'm gonna get back into it. I'm gonna get back into myself. I'm gonna get back into the gym. I'm gonna work out and eat better and be healthier. But I just wasn't ready. And now that I'm coming up on my 1 year of being stable, I feel like it's finally that time to officially move into that next phase of my life, whether my brain wants to or not. And so I feel like it's time to get my health back in control, because when I was unstable, when I was manic, I gained, I lost like 15 pounds. And then when I was depressed, I gained at least 20 pounds, maybe 25. Then over the course of this last year, from giving myself grace, cutting myself slack, and not forcing myself to go to the gym or do anything like that, I gained like another 20, so I've gained like 40 pounds this year, which is a lot since I was already at like one of my highest weights, right? So I've been trying to get pregnant for the last year or so, year and a half, and it hasn't worked. And we've been trying still, and finally we just sat down and I was like, listen, Rosie, my daughter, is 4, okay? If I got pregnant today, we wouldn't have a baby until she was like 5. So I was hoping they would be close together, like 3 years apart, 4 years apart. So they would still like go to the same schools, have the same friends, be like close in age. But she is at that age now where even if we had a baby, if we got pregnant today, they would never be in the same school. They would never have the same friends. And they would be at least 5 years apart. So, at that point, what's the difference between 5 years apart or 6 years apart? 6 years apart or 7 years apart? Either way, they're going to be so different and in such different social circles. So, although it's frustrating as a kid myself, who was 8, 9, and 11 years younger than her siblings, and my fiance, who was 8 years older than his sibling, it's just frustrating because we didn't want that for our kids. We wanted them to be close in age. And so it's like, fuck, like stupid that it's not working that way. But I know that eventually when we do have our second kid, we're gonna love that kid so much, and we're gonna be like, oh focus on that. And I was like, I completely, like, we are on the same page. And I was like, but if we are going to focus, if I am going to focus on losing weight and being healthy, because here's the thing, guys, I'm at the point right now, you're not going to believe me, maybe you will, I don't know, but if I lost 100 pounds, I would be in a healthy weight range still. 100 pounds. That's not a fucking joke anymore, you guys. That's not just like, oh my god, I'm so fat. That's like a serious health issue. I don't want to lose 100 pounds. I think I'll be happy and satisfied and like super sexy 70 pounds down, 60 pounds down. But if the point is, if I lost 100 pounds, I would still be in that healthy weight range. And I still would not be as skinny as I was in high school. So I told my fiance, I was just like, listen, if I'm going to focus on losing weight, we have to stop trying to have a baby. We have to stop. Because every single month, I'm like, what's the point? In 2 weeks, I'll be pregnant anyway. And I don't go to the gym, and I don't eat well, and I drink alcohol. Because every month I have this thought where it's like, I'm gonna be pregnant soon, I'm gonna be pregnant soon, I'm gonna be pregnant soon, and then I never am. And so it just keeps going on and on and on. And so I need to take away that possibility of being pregnant and just spend the next year of my life focusing on losing weight, gaining muscle, and being strong and healthy, and not whatever it is that I am now. Because I can go to the gym, I can lift heavy, I can be strong and fucking hot as hell exactly as I am now. I'm not saying I can't, but if I want to be truly healthy, something has to change, because I'm in a not healthy precipice right now. I'm on a precipice of being in a dangerous place, and I don't want to do that to myself. And I know I'm in a pretty good place right now, and I know I'm doing pretty well because I saw pictures of myself that other people took while I was on vacation in Mexico. And I know that a year ago, 2 years ago, if I had seen those pictures the way that I looked, I would have, I'm not joking, guys, I would have lost it. Pure panic attack, full breakdown. I would have lost my fucking mind. But this year, seeing those pictures, I was like, oh, that's how my body looks. I didn't cry. I didn't zoom in. I didn't panic. I didn't have a full ass fucking breakdown in the plane. I didn't scream. I didn't throw anything. This is not an exaggeration. I would have lost it, guys. And I didn't. I just was like, oh, okay. And I kept smiling. And that's when I was like, that's when the switch flipped in my head. And I was like, I am stable enough to dedicate my life to fitness. And dedicate my life to being healthy for the time being. Because before, I would have gone into it like, oh my god, this now too. Me looking into your eyes right now, you can pull anyone, any guy, any girl, does not fucking matter, with confidence. You've got it, baby. You've got it. No one could say no to you. Alright? That's just how it is. So, I'm not saying I'm broken and I need to be fixed. I'm not saying I'm fat and that makes me ugly and gross. I'm saying I'm obese. That makes me unhealthy. I'm going to fix that because I deserve to be healthy. My daughter deserves for me to be healthy. I deserve to be able to run, jump, play without being winded. I deserve a full life of health, and I'm ready to dedicate myself to that now, because I kept trying to dedicate myself to having a baby, to, trying to not have a mental breakdown, having to try to be not manic and not depressed, and trying to be stable and trying not to let my ADHD make me fucking lose everything and be late to everything and forget everything. But right now, I'm stable. I'm in a good place-ish. And I'm ready for this next phase of my life. And that does not include a baby. We are putting having a baby on hold. For now. And we'll see what happens. So, that's the tea on that. Let's read a little bit of this book, I think. This book, I can't say why, but it hurts me deeply and it triggers me quite a bit. But I am reading it nonetheless. I'm reading it nonetheless, and I'm sticking to 10 pages a day. Right now, it's called Some Mistakes Were Made by Kristen Dwyer, and the little caption says, "First love cuts the deepest." Let's read a little bit. I'm on page 104. "Where is your mother?" My eyes squinted. It took me a moment to understand why she was asking. Oh, she's got the flu. It's like a flashback to when she had the flu. Moms were supposed to take care of kids when they got sick. I hadn't seen mine in weeks, with her inconsistency being more normal to me than a mom who took care of an ill child. Sandry wrapped a blanket around my shoulders and walked me to the car as she softly patted my back. I stayed on their couch while the boys pretended to be annoyed that I was there, but jumped up to refill my water anytime it was empty. I told them not to, but Sandry just shrugged and said it was what people did. When I was little, my dad would let me stay home from school. I would come out of my room to tell him that I didn't feel well. My face would screw up into what I thought someone in pain should look like. And then I'd shuffle toward him, sitting at the dining table. His morning cigarette would dangle in his hand as he watched the news quietly in the corner. He'd say, while he held out a hand for me to press my forehead into, "Doesn't feel like a fever. Is it your stomach or your heart?" I'd pretend to consider his question before I answered, "I think it's my heart." Well, he'd sigh. You know the drill. The smile on my face was unavoidable, even as I tried to hide it. Sitting on the couch, my dad would tuck a blanket around me and turn on cartoons. Breakfast would be brought to me on a plate, faces cut into the bread and fruit for ice cream. The next week, Sandry marched me upstairs. It was only a bed in the mostly empty room across from Easton's. That's like the love of her life. Hold on. So it's Easton. Easton is like the hot guy, and the girl's name is Ellis. I know it's not much, Sandry, Hottie's mom, said, smoothing her hands nervously over the throw in her arms. She folded and unfolded it twice in the time since we walked into the room. I figured it was time anyway. The couch is uncomfortable. It was only a bed, brand new, not secondhand like all the furniture in my house. It was clean, pristine, and even with new bed sheets clearly laundered, I could tell those were new too. I know you said you didn't need anywhere to stay. Her words all seemed to dissolve at the ends. They lacked all the confidence that Sandra usually had when she spoke. It's just that if you do need a place, I want you to know this is it. Right here. It's for more than just tonight. I don't ever want you to be sick and alone again. I nodded because that's what she wanted me to do. I said thank you because it is what she was waiting for. I smiled because it was the easiest way to end this. It was only a bed, but it made me feel as though they had given me something more, something I had to live up to, that I owed them something. How's your heart now? It was grateful, and I despised it. Your dad has a hearing on Tuesday, so we will know more about what's happening then. She cleared her throat and set the blanket on the edge of the bed. This will always be your home. I want you to remember that. My home. It sounded so strange. And even though living with the Albrys was temporary, I felt like a traitor for wanting it, like I was choosing sides. Am I not going to be able to live in my house anymore? No. More rushed words. I mean, she took a deep breath. We both know how often your mom is home, and I want you to know that this space is always here. Use it or don't, but just know it's here. Officially, my mother lived at our house, and people didn't ask questions about who was taking care of a child after a certain age. But I still attended school and I wasn't abused, so the state didn't seem to care that I had a parent at home or not. But Sandry did, and when she shut the door behind her, leaving me in my room, I felt all the air leave. I was supposed to love this bed, this space, this family, but loving it felt like a betrayal to everything else in my life. I couldn't see a way to do both. After dinner, after the dishes were done, and the family slept, I stood waiting for permission from my heart to lie down on my bed. In the hallway, I could see a light from Easton's room. I stood at the door that was open a crack. Easton sat on his bed with his elbows on his knees, focused on the television in front of him. Furiously, he stabbed at the controller of the video game he was playing with his thumbs. You coming in? Easton asked without taking his eyes off the game. I pushed the door the rest of the way open and stood at the threshold, not sure if I should. How long have you been trying to get out of there? He always knew what I was thinking without me having to say it. I found it annoying. Not long. 2 hours. I was wondering what took you so long. He was staring at the screen. I didn't know if you had practice in the morning. Easton just shrugged off, as if his 5 a.m. soccer practice didn't matter. His eyes tracked me as I sat down on the bed and leaned back against the wall, propping my legs out in front of me. He went back to his game without saying anything. this was normal, and I guess it was to him. Just the two of us doing nothing but sitting in the quiet. I read about Guatemala's volcanoes while he shot at fake soldiers. Easton always understood that I didn't want to talk about the hard things, the feelings that caught in my throat and strangled my mind as I tried to put into words the sea of emotions that lived under my skin. After a little bit, he put down his game and opened a journal. This was the quiet version of Easton, the one who didn't feel like he needed to smile or argue or even have a clever answer. The version had relaxed shoulders and hushed laughs. This version of him was rare and special. Will you tell me if this is bad? He held out his journal to me. Others crowd into spaces that were promised for me, and my argument is the sound of fear. I didn't understand it, but I thought it was pretty. I like it. You like it? I shrugged. I like the words. That wasn't it. I like your words. I liked that he had shared them with me. He looked back down at his journal as if he was holding something sacred, and I knew he had done more than just share words with me. He asked me about nothing and everything, about my parents, my favorite color, boys at school, reading bits and pieces of his poetry to me. Some were horrible, some were wonderful, and eventually the night turned late and Easton and I scavenged ice cream in the kitchen and sat cross-legged on his bed eating from the same bowl as we talked. It was the first time I fell asleep in Easton's room. It was ironic that it took me actually having a place to sleep to start sharing a bed with him. I woke up with a blanket over me and Easton away at practice. The light in the room was hazy, but also made me feel like an intruder as I pushed the covers off. I wiped the sleep from my face and opened the door to the hallway and crawled into my bed in my room. Easton never mentioned it and I never brought it up, but it happened again the next night and the night after that, and on the sixth night I got up to go to my own room. Easton looked confused. Where are you going? He asked me. I tried to appear casual, like he was asking me an absurd question as I stood at the door with my hand on the knob. My room. Why? Easton looked genuinely baffled and I hated how much I loved it. Because I started searching for an excuse, but he would see right through it. You can't keep sharing a bed with me. Why not? He asked, adjusting a pillow behind his bed with one hand. His bicep flexed. And what does that have to do with you sleeping in there? He said, in there, not your room. It's big enough for both of us, Easton said, almost mid-yawn. I can't. I could continue to sleep next to Easton Aubrey, and it wouldn't be a big deal. That was the whole problem. He made everything okay, everything easy, even sleeping next to him. But Easton didn't know the truth I kept hidden. It would be a big deal to me. Easton, we can't keep sleeping in the same bed. That's stupid. What if your mom comes in here? My mom knows you sleep in here. My face heated. No, she doesn't. Yes, she does. He repeated all the words with an exaggeration, like I was ridiculous, not him. Besides, I like listening to you snore. It's like a white noise machine. I do not snore. He smiled in a way he knew I had a hard time saying no to. Fine. I crawled into bed and I scooted up against the wall, pressing my body as far away from him as possible. Easton turned off the light with a loud click, and as my eyes adjusted in the dark, I watched him pull off his shirt and the moonlight shine against his skin. His breathing was the only sound in his room as he slid next to me. This was different than all the other times because this time was intentional. I tucked a hand under my pillow as he laid down next to me and stared at his profile. Could he hear the way my pulse beat? Had talking about this ruined everything? Easton didn't normally sleep like this, with with his shoulders flat on the bed. His face turned up to the ceiling. Typically, he laid out, spread across the mattress, or on his side, curled up like a cat, not tense and proper. "Is this weird?" I asked in a whisper. He kept his eyes closed. "It's only weird if you keep asking that." I focused on his torso as it rose and fell, rose and fell, rose and fell. "Stop staring at me and close your eyes." I had no idea how he knew I was staring at him, like knowing I needed him to tell me to stay. He always knew. "Thank you," I whispered. He stopped breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4. "You can always sleep here," he said. It was moments like this I wondered what he would do if anyone else, or if he found out my secret, the one I never dared utter to anyone because the cost was too high. I could never tell anyone that I was falling in love with Easton Aubrey because it would cost me his family and a room I didn't want, but mostly it would cost me Easton. No matter how hard I tried to stop myself, I couldn't seem to prevent my feelings, because this is where I wanted to be, next to Easton, watching his chest rise and my heart fall. No matter the danger, obligation wears on me as I lie on the floor of my room. I feel obligated to help Sandry plan the party. I feel obligated to see my dad. I feel obligated to try to reach my mom even though I know I won't find her. The urge to be a good daughter overrides the fact that she's a bad mother, and if I'm honest with myself, there is always the hope that this time she will stay, she will be good, and she will want a daughter. My fingers tighten on the phone that sits on my stomach. My earbuds have music up at the highest volume as I try to talk myself out of sending the text I know I need to. A groan escapes me as I open my contacts and find the name I'm looking for. Uncle Rick. He's not my real uncle, but he's a cousin. My cousin Denny's, and he's been around long enough to be considered family. If anyone will know how to get hold of my mother, it's him. "Hey, Uncle Rick, have you seen my mom recently?" The text back is almost immediate. I imagine his meaty thumbs stabbing at the screen and his double chin as he stares down at his phone, and for a second I miss him and the sound of his deep voice. "Hey, Elbel, I haven't seen her since Thanksgiving, I think." Of course, who knows where she is or if she'll even come back to town this time, but I've fulfilled my obligation. "If you see her in the next few days, can you tell her I'm in town?" "Yep, you coming by? I'm sure your Aunt Minnie wouldn't mind seeing you." Aunt Minnie, Denny's mom. She worked in the kitchen of the tavern for as long as I can remember. I feel instantly guilty that I haven't thought about her. Another person I feel an obligation to. I'll try. I pressed the edge of my phone to my forehead and I let out a breath. I tried. No one can say I didn't. I refuse to feel guilty at the relief that I feel that she's still gone. Nothing good comes from seeing her. I push down the rejection that tints my relief in a loud knock as me pulling out my earbuds. "Yeah." Tucker opens the door. That's Easton's brother. sent her a message and I said, dude, honestly, you're one of the coolest people ever. I just want to meet with you for coffee and just talk to you and pick your brain about where you've been and what you've been doing the last few years. LMAO, me sounding like an MLM. But for real, you fascinate me in the best way. This is how I will talk to you when we are friends. And she said, OMG, this is so unexpected and sweet. I truly appreciate that so much. I'd love to do that and hear about your life too. I promise I'm not that interesting though. And I said, you just seem so cool. I can't explain it in the best words because I've definitely had a wine, lol. But blank and I were just talking about you. All good things. You live in blank, right? I would love to have coffee or a beer with you and just talk about our lives. So that is what I'm doing tonight. Sending messages I probably, shouldn't send, but why not, right? Life's too short. Life is too short. Short. So that's it. I think I've come to the end of this video. I have absolutely no idea how long it was. It could be 30 minutes long. It could be an hour long. I honestly don't know. But that is the end of this video. I'm going to take one more sip, Rooney Dooney, of my wine. And then after this, I'm going to read my book, maybe write in my journal, really try to do some self-work and some self-care. My fiance's not home, so I feel a little more free to just like fuck off and do whatever, whatever my heart desires. So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to like it. And if you want more content from me, I do have a Patreon where I feature 5 to 7 ad-free videos per month, along with a library of over 30 plus videos that I already have up there. And you can cancel at any time. So it's just a way to get extra content from me where I get more personal, etc. So check that out. But otherwise, I will see you guys in my next